It's that time again! Thanks for tuning in! I'm your host, the Joker. Harley! Harley! You see? Let's get to know our legendary contestants.
Welcome to DCUO Legend Spotlight. My name is Jemmy, and today we will cover our next Green Lantern, Kilowog. Despite his brutish bulldog appearance, Kilowog is known to be a brilliant-minded geneticist in his homeland, or home planet. He is a well-respected officer and tough trainer of new recruits for the Green Lantern Corps, and he even once trained Hal Jordan. Fitting his body size, Kilowog is a heavy hitter for the Green Lantern Corps, and he is still known to be a very strong-willed mentor. And lastly, to note, Kilowog is the last remaining of his alien race due to the planet being destroyed by evil forces. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at him in the game. So probably by now it's not a shocker to you because of the last lantern videos that we've done. I've already mentioned this, but since Kilowog is also a lantern, his movement is flight. His weapon of choice in the arena is brawling, and I believe he has the full brawling combos, but you could check the action menu just to be sure and just take a review of the combo listings there. The first skill on Kilowog's loadout is Jackhammer. If you are familiar with Earth powers, then the concept is the same. When you first use only the skill, Jackhammer knocks back your enemies while damaging them. However, this skill can be comboed by repeatedly tapping the melee button after executing the initial skill. But for this combo, every time you tap melee, it will consume additional power, so you could continually use the Jackhammer until you depleted your entire power bar. Now for the skill Jackhammer, the initial execution of the skill is safe to use against blocking targets. However, the combo is not. So if you have a foe who is blocking in front of you while you're continuing that combo, then you will be knocked back. So even though it's really fun continuing that combo until your full bar is depleted, just be careful if you have a lot of blocking targets around you. Jackhammer is also an AoE around Kilowog, so even the combo is an AoE, so any ads or anyone that's around Kilowog will be knocked back every time they take a hit, unless they either break out or have an immunity. The next skill is called Ram, where Kilowog sends out a disc from his ring that knocks up your enemies while damaging them. Ram is safe to use against blocking targets, but of course the knock-up effect will not apply. Against enemy groups, Ram is an AoE, so it's basically kind of like a linear AoE that affects all enemies within the line. Ground Spike is a skill where Kilowog jumps and sends out construct spikes that impale your target while knocking them up and damaging them. This skill is safe to use against blocking targets, but the knock-up effect won't register. Okay, so AoE for Ground Spike is a little bit interesting in that it affects, I guess you could say, in a chain reaction would kind of be the best way to explain it. So in a linear chain, it's going to affect all ads that are within that linear line. So more than a ray, it's kind of like a vector in that it, passes through and it hits every single person that is within that line that it's heading towards. So I hope that kind of made sense. If it's a little bit confusing what I say, you could just go back to where the AoE part is and you'll see that chain reaction that goes from the goons to Two-Face. Construct Clap is exactly like the name. Kilowog makes a hand construct that basically sandwiches your opponent between two hands, stunning them for a brief moment while delivering some damage. Construct Clap is safe to use against blocking targets, but of course the stunning effect will not apply. Using this skill against a group of enemies, it's basically the same thing as ground spike. It's that vector kind of chain reaction that happens. So if you use construct clap on your enemies within a group, they will actually link to one another, and if they're close enough, they will have a chain reaction in that they will all be affected by this construct clap, which you could really see here. You see the two goons in front got affected by the construct clap, as well as Two-Face. That was the third one behind the two goons that had just died. Battle Roar is pretty much self-explanatory if you think about it. Kilowog just kind of does a battle roar and basically pushes back his enemies while damaging them. Now, Battle Roar is safe to use against blocking targets, but it is vulnerable to lunges. So just be careful if you have any other enemies that are nearby that could possibly lunge you, or if you have an enemy who is immune or breaks out. Battle Roar is also a Conus AoE that continually does damage to any nearby enemies for the duration of the skill. And the last skill on his loadout is Swoop Attack, where he knocks back his enemies while damaging them. It is safe to use against blocking targets, but of course the knockback effect will not apply. And as for group, Swoop Attack is also a Conus AoE, damaging and knocking back all nearby enemies. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at his loadout with me today. If you are interested in playing him in your Legends Arenas matches, you could go ahead and purchase him with marks of legend as well as in-game currency. If you guys missed the last lantern that we covered, we had just went over Sinestro, and you could go ahead and check that video out right in the center here, simply by clicking on it. And if you want to stay updated with the latest videos that we post, you could go ahead and subscribe with the link right on top. If you would like to stay updated with me via social media, I do have a Twitter and Facebook for you to go ahead and follow me on, and as well as other social media outlets where all the convenient links will be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!